Hey VC, I'm back again. It's gonna be a long day of Pretty Green Vinyl Guy. Okay, so let's get on to another subject. This has come up a few times. I've seen some discussions. Fit to be Tied Guide, I think he started it. You know, do we have to listen to vinyl in the vinyl community? And I know Matt Hayes, he posts quite a few videos on cassette tapes, and I'm here to say I've joined the cassette tape world. Is there a cassette community? But in all seriousness, I got a new toy. This is the Sony K870ES. It was one of the last cassette tape players that Sony made. I think it was around 1994 from my research. It's a 4-head deck. It automatically can detect which tape type you're playing, whether it's a chrome or a metal tape. It's got Dolby B and C on it. Unfortunately, it doesn't have Dolby S, which I really was trying to find a deck that did that. Yeah, it's got all the bells and whistles for what it did and at the time. And but most importantly, I gotta say the sound is fantastic. I've been blown away. Now, I've got my Sony cassette deck going through my Marantz 2230 and going through my Bose 900 speakers. Yeah, so if you got a cassette deck, you got to have some cassette tapes. So let's go through some of the recent pickups that I've found. So there's two things that kind of spurred me into this. One was I had a credit at my local sort of used electronics store. You know, the guy that sells the refurbished turntables and amps and speakers and cassette decks. And yeah, I had a credit with him from some equipment I had turned in over the last sort of 6 months, and I was thinking, I wouldn't mind getting some of the money out of there. And he also sells used vinyl, and sometimes I do pick up some vinyl there. But I was in there one day and I spotted this, and it was $60. So I pulled the trigger and thought, yeah, I'm gonna go for it. And the other thing that sort of spurred this on was the cost of vinyl. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but you know, when I started getting back into this maybe a few years ago, sorry, things are falling off my shelf over there. But when I got back into this a few years ago, you know, you could pick up great vinyl for like $5, $10. And I know some of you still do. Like, I watched Naz Nomad's videos from Edmonton, and I don't know, I gotta get up to Edmonton, that's all I can say, because that guy like pulls out some amazing stuff from charity thrift store finds and whatnot, but I don't have that where I am. I'm basically buying from a sort of 3 or 4 different vinyl shops, and they jack the prices up. I mean, they got to pay their rent. I get it. From what I can find online on Amazon and eBay, and if I hit the road, you know, if I'm working somewhere, I was trying to look into a couple of video vinyl shops. But you know, it's as this hobby gets bigger, more people are joining the vinyl community, more people are collecting vinyl, that puts the price up. And, you know, I started looking at cassettes, and you can get great cassette tapes for $1, $2, $5 for something kind of collectible. And I've decided I'm gonna enter this cassette. I'm not gonna replace everything I have. I'm gonna fill in holes. You know, some vinyl that I'm still looking for, it's hundreds of dollars, and yeah, I just can't afford that, to be perfectly honest. And if I can find them on cassette, I'm going to do that. So I'm going to fill in some holes. I'm also going to go in with, you know, hard to find vinyl, but it's easier to find on cassette because the demand's not there yet. And then just some favorites, you know, things that pop in that I do hold close to my heart. Of course, if I find any Beatles or any Bowie, any, especially stuff from the 90s, like original Oasis, which I'm a huge fan of, you can never afford them. So if I see stuff like that come up, you know, I'll always pick up some Pink Floyd, I'll always pick up some Who, some Stones, and whatever else turns me on, you know, whatever else I can find. So anyway, let's go through a couple of videos. Let's go through a couple of the cassettes that I've gotten recently to get going. I'm just going to pull some favorites out. I've probably gotten up to about maybe 40. And I did find some old ones in my garage that I had miraculously kept. I used to have a huge cassette collection. So anyway, we'll start off with, I got a Beatles Help. That's a good one. I got the Beatles Red Album, the 62 to 66. On one cassette, which is pretty cool. I got the Blue, the 67 to 70. That came on 2 cassettes. That's on Apple, which is kind of cool. I found a Bowie, I found Lodger, which I haven't been able to come across a good vinyl copy, so that was good. I got some Blur. Now you see, you'd never get that original on vinyl. I know you can get a reissue, but a reissue of this is probably around 25, 30 bucks. This was $2.99. Got a Clapton Unplugged. Got a Charlatans UK. This was, what was this called? Some Friendly. This had a great tune, The Only One, and that's an amazing song. We got some Cowboy Junkies, the Trinity Session. Depeche Mode Violator. Got Dylan Blonde on Blonde. Another thing too, like, you know, like an Eurythmics Greatest Hits, I don't think it's out on vinyl. And just a nice one to have with all their hits on it. And then just some others that I've put in this other case. I found a King Crimson in the Court of the Crimson King. I know Naz had this going the other day on vinyl, The Kings from Canada. I found a little bit of Led Zeppelin. I got Led Zeppelin Untitled or 4, whatever you want to call it. I got Houses of the Holy. Now this one, if you were buying that on vinyl, I believe this is in the hundreds and hundreds of dollars. This was like $3.99. Madonna, the Immaculate Collection. Found some Pearl Jam. I forget what that was. Was that just called Pearl Jam? 10. Got a Pink Floyd Delicate Sound of Thunder, which was, yeah, this is a live album. Again, I don't know if you can get that on vinyl, or if you can, it's probably pretty pricey. Got Animals. Got an old Wish You Were Here. This is in that old gold label, which I'm trying to get all the Beatles in that. Prince the Hits, again, I don't know if you could find that on vinyl. That's a good one to have. Sorry, I got a little layering system going on here. Best of Sade. Sorry, let me get rid of some of this. There we go. Got a Springsteen Greatest Hits. Again, I don't think you can get that on vinyl. Stone Temple Pilots. Again, you can't get an original of that for anything less than probably 100, 150 bucks. Although it is reissued, but nice to have that. This is cool. I also used to love this about a cassette tape. This is Supertramp. This is a double album. This has got Even in the Quietest Moments on one side and Crisis What Crisis on the other. So that was kind of a cool thing about cassettes as well. I got Paris, Supertramp live. Got Best of the Style Council. Got some Tragically Hip. Got their original EP, which an original EP of this is easy 120 bucks. Got Road Apples and Day into Night. Picked up both Traveling Wilburys. The Volume 3 I was having a hard time finding on vinyl. Got some U2. Gotta have the Joshua Tree. Octone Baby, getting that on vinyl is pretty pricey. Unforgettable Fire, that's an easy one, but it's a great one. Little Stevie Wonder, Talking Book. And a classic soundtrack, Singles. Soundtrack to the movie Singles. Original on tape. So yeah, I don't really know where this is going to go. Oh, we got some Fleetwood Mac playing in the background, greatest hits. But yeah, I don't know where this is going to go. I don't know how much I'm actively going to get into it. I've been looking at eBay, and I like you can get lots of CDs, like maybe 30, 40, 50 cassette tapes in a lot for, 30, 40 bucks. I might look at a couple of those. But otherwise, yeah, this is going to be a new little adventure. New addition to the hi-fi system. And let me know what you think, guys. Are you guys into cassettes? Is money becoming a problem with vinyl, and maybe it's a direction that you'll go in? Sound quality-wise, I'm very happy. And yeah, looking forward to this little experiment. Talk to you soon. Cheers.